Okay, so what I've done is I've taken Juliet's models and I brought them into Maya. I've added a quick table just for demonstration on how to bring all your textures in. So I have taken the book, I've applied an Arnold standard surface, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this button to add a file. And that's color. So I'm going to go into where I exported all of her textures for the book and go to base color. And then apply there. And then if I open up this Hypershade window using that button, you can see it's here. I'm going to graph the network so we can see all that's happening. So with this selected, I'm going to go into metalness. Let me see, file, and then probably should copy that. Yeah, metal. Control A and Control C, so I have that. So metalness, file, and then go back into the surface and go into specular. Let's see if I have a file for that. It's just roughness. Okay, so I'm gonna go back, delete those. Roughness, I'll do a file, add it here. Hit tab to normal, and you can see and normal map comes up. I'm going to connect the out value to the normal camera. Oh, there. And then I'm going to click back on it and go into normal. Click that so I can add a file. Click file and add the normal map. After I do that, I want to add a displacement. So I'm going to hit tab, go to displacement shader. The specific Arnold renderer one. Okay, then I'm going to click this on displacement, click that button, and then click file. I'm going to add the displacement map. I think I'm doing this right. And that'll be the height. So I'm going to add the height map to the displacement. I'm going to take this and add it to the displacement shader here. Okay, so now when I see this, if I go to the texture, you can see that it has the texture. We need lights in the scene. So let me do a quick light for the scene. I do Arnold, Sky Dome, and then file to bring in an HDRI. Do all right. Same for this one. Gonna assign a new material. Click on Arnold, standard surface. Then in the Hypershade, I'm gonna rename this one book shader group. That way I can differentiate the mug. Let's name this mug shader group. And then we're going to do all the same things. Add a color map, file, roughness, file. Roughness, file. The normal, tab, normal, click a normal map, value, connect to normal camera, and then do the normal map here. So file, placement, file here, and it'll be the height map. Placement shader here. Got one more to do. This lamp, new material, Arnold, surface, and then back to Hypershade. You can right-click drag to graph the network, by the way, I'm sorry. Lamp shader group. The files here again, color, file. Then for this one, I do believe it needs base, shade, and stick. So we're gonna need to do this 3 times for this one. If you had these all in one group, let me see, how's this? Do it once, but this is, yeah, that's right. Okay, that's fine. So that, going to do, it's not supposed to be the out color. I hit the wrong button. So I selected it, you know, hit that delete button and then just reconnected it to the right thing. Anyway, metalness, file, roughness, file. Normal. Should have shut the door. And the displacement. Height. Okay. Connect these. What I'm going to do for this, since it's going to be this base, lamp, base, shader group. And I'm going to duplicate with connections. And so I'll have lamp base 1 over here. I'm going to graph that. Let's right click, drag to graph network. I'm gonna select all of it and I'm gonna hit this button so I can see. Oh, we're gonna undo all that. I'm just gonna select these, Control C and Control V. And then I should have it over here, pasted lamp, there we go. Now when I select those, hit that button, it'll give me the displacement so I can see everything. So I'm going to go back through the files and I'm going to change the base to the shade. So base color, normal, shade normal. Roughness, this is lamp shade. Okay, I'm going to take the lamp base again and select everything. Hit this button, select it again, Control C and Control V. And that way I have the pasted lamp base again. Select them all, hit this button with the two little arrows again so I can see the displacement shader, and then go ahead and replace them with, the next bit. So height for displacement, color, stick color, normal, metalness, name, lamp, stick. Here, we'll do lamp base, shade, that didn't turn out right, so let's go back to the wrong one. All right, it seems purpler than it should be, so I must have connected something wrong there. Color is a normal lamp, that's why. Lamp, stick. I did the normal map. They're fine. Okay. There's that. Turn this cup around so I can see the cute little kitty in the render. To select this, go existing material, new material. Standard surface. Record, I can't pause the recording. Computer, I have a whole bunch of textures I can choose from. Wood. Grab the wood, throw it on there. Want me to do that? I'm usually working in RenderMan, and I have a library of textures from RenderMan I'm able to pick from. And I would recommend doing color, color. UVBs. Was there a second ago. All right, let's lift that up. See what it renders. See the progress bar down here. It's going very slow. On there for some reason. Where's the render? Oh, there it is. Darker than they should be. Okay, sometimes it'll get stuck in this. What you do is you press Q and then W, and it should now work for no apparent reason. Maya does that to me a lot. If you run into that issue where every time you try to move something, it suddenly just gives you all these. See, I gotta do it again. Q, W, R. Change the dome light to something brighter. I don't know, we'll see. Turn on this to see what it's gonna render. And then fill up that whole screen if you can. Yeah, it doesn't like this wood texture I just tried to slap on it. That's fine. If you're supposed to have done all these materials in who's it anyway? So I'm just gonna go ahead and add something else. I'll do and table. Scene needs more lights. Maybe this needs to be brought up a bit. The area light. A little brighter. I'm not getting the book texture, so let me check on this base color. Up a bit. Seems to be in the table. I'm going to lift it up. Because there seems to be a seam over here, I'm going to turn the lamp around. Possible. If you need to move stuff around, do it. So now we'll check it out. Desert stuff is coming through. Kind of too colorful. I'm going to change the dome light again. If I go here into Substance and then see what she was using, she's using the panorama. So let's go into the environments and find that one, right click, go and explore. Okay, I'm gonna grab it from here and toss it into Maya. Probably want to I kind of not see it. Let's see. Is it that one? No. Is it? And Raphael's getting a phone call.
That's a long stick out the trash.
One thing is eluding my memory on how to turn it off. Let's see. visibility, or what are the visibility buttons? But it's not. Um, God. I don't know, if there's a button to make it not render the image of your dome, and I cannot for the life of me remember where it is. So we'll just leave it at that. The roughness seems to be off. Maybe it is a issue. Let me see the lamp itself. Be very shiny on this one. So let's see. Action for the roughness. Right click, break connection, and then just have that number really high. Let's see if that helps. Nope, did not. Still giving me a weird texture all around it. Metalness is, so when you're in here, let me see, if you go to metal, yeah, it's 0. I don't know why. So let's try that again. Great, but it's not terrible, and I'm just going to leave it at that because, you know, I didn't create this project. I have no idea how to troubleshoot it at this time in this short tutorial. Well, this was supposed to be a short tutorial. Let's see. Roughness, let's connect that back. And base, roughness, let's connect that. You can see it's doing a TX file with everything. That's fun. At normal. Down, and I'm just trying to adjust everything so the render looks okay, which is what you will also be doing. So anyway, that is how to apply your textures in Arnold. If I did it wrong, I'll redo it later. So yeah, maybe I can zoom into this book and see if the normal map came through like it should. Kind of, a little bit, maybe. Not as great as I would want it to be. Might take the file, no, this book texture. One here. Book, right click, drag. Possible I didn't do the height map like it should be done. And it's been a while. Refer to the tutorial posted. Color space. Placement shader. See if we need to adjust the scale of that. Well, I'm seeing a little bit of texture now, so I'll just leave it alone. And then again, make sure that you fill your screen with the best view possible. Those seams over there. See what it looks like with the area lights off. And set back to 1. Oh, it's too dark. Anyway, part of a lot of jobs when it comes to modeling and rendering and stuff is going to be look dev, where you have to adjust the look of the final thing that you're working on. So you have to mess around with things as much as needed until you get a texture similar to what you were seeing like when you exported it out of here. So just keep that in mind to that you may have to adjust and mess with things after you've exported textures and whatnot. I'm gonna go back into the lamp shader real quick. Shade shader. Shade in there. Lamp. Then maybe change the normal over here like I did the other one. Helps with the texture. really. Anyway. Okay, there you go. Hope that was helpful in some way or another. And I'll keep you updated with better ways to do this. Again, I'm used to doing this for RenderMan. There's all sorts of other things like color correction. If you tab color correct, you can specifically do the Arnold color correct probably. And then say I want to plug the out for the color into there, and then you can adjust, you know, the hue shift and whatnot. Say, oh, I didn't like how that turned out, so I'm going to change the color in that manner. It gets very helpful when you are doing look dev, so just keep that in mind as well. There's the color corrections and stuff for after the fact. All right, so yeah.